Let me show you some really cool hidden features of box cutter you may not be aware of, but they're really awesome, so you might want to start using them. So the first one's going to be aligning your cuts in orthographic view. So if I wanted to cut this cube in orthographic view, it's going to be tough to do this by default because my cutter is going to be aligning to faces. So what you want to do is you want to go to Shift V menu and enable View Align in Ortho, okay? And then you're going to be able to start cutting from orthographic view. Now, I have this actually enabled by default all the time, because when I'm in orthographic view, I always want to cut from orthographic perspective. So I'm 100% sure that my cuts are perpendicular to my surface, do you know what I mean? Now, this option goes very well with another feature, hidden feature from box cutter, which is cyclic cut. I mean, it used to be called cyclic, now it's called line cut. So what you want to do is you want to go to D menu, switch to N-gon, go here and switch from face, which is the default cut, to line. And this will allow you to draw a line with your N-gon. So watch, I'm going to draw a line here, and you see there's a thickness to it. And what you can do, you can actually make it thicker by pressing T before you complete the cut, and even B to, you know, pop some bevels on, okay? Now, this is really useful when you, for example, want to create stuff like walls. And that brings us to another feature, which is basically drawing cutters with nothing selected in box cutter, okay? So if there's nothing selected, you're going to be creating shapes instead of cutting. So if I have nothing selected and I'm going to start drawing a cut, you see it creates a shape. So what I can do is create, for example, a wall outline, press B for bevel, and then press E to extrude it, right? And above your uncle, let me just increase the bevel a bit, and press space to approve. So you can draw stuff like this very easily using this N-gon line feature. Next stuff I want to show you is going to be drawing cutters in specific orientation. So if I'm going to have a cube here, and let's say I wanted to align my cuts to a specific spot on this mesh, like middle of this edge, you can go here, enable dots, snapping dots, right? And let's switch back to square. And if you now hold Control, you can align your cuts to specific areas on the mesh, like middle of this edge, right? Or for example, middle of this cube. Now you can see that if I draw a cutter, it's drawing from the middle, right? But you can change this behavior to drawing from the corner by tapping Alt. So if I hold Control and tap Alt, you see it's going to switch to drawing from a corner, right? And if I hold Alt, right, it's going to draw from the center. And if I hold Shift on top of this, it's going to be perfect square. So you're back to, you know, the original draw, right? So that's how you can manipulate with the cutters and draw in origin. Another really cool thing you can do with cutters, with these dots enabled, if you go here and enable static dot and go here to alignment preview, what you can do now is you can not only align your cutter to this dot, but you can also, by scrolling your mouse, change the alignment of this cutter. So now I'm going to be actually drawing my cutter in this sort of a fashion, so kind of like a 45-degree angle, so you can run a wedge cut on your mesh, right? And speaking of wedge cuts, you can draw a wedge cut using a regular cube cut, so the box cut, right? And draw it down and press W, right? And you're going to have a wedge cut. If you want to have a perfect wedge cut, simply hold Control. And there you go. It's going to be a 45 degrees, perfect wedge cut. And lastly, one more bonus tip if you want to mirror your cutter very quickly on all the axes, so X, Y, and Z, all you need to do is press 1, 2, and 3. And you can undo this, right, by simply pressing 1, 2, and 3. So anyway, that's it for the video. And if you want to learn hard-ups and box cutter properly, then grab our course, The Ultimate Guide to Hard-Ups and Box Cutter, which is the ultimate guide to these add-ons on the net, and that's a fact. Even documentation is outdated, so our course is the only complete and up-to-date source of knowledge on these two amazing add-ons, being Hard-Ups and Box Cutter, because, you know, you cannot really use one without, I mean, you can, but it would be like kind of using gasoline without a car, you know what I mean? It's just pointless. They kind of work together in a tandem, and this is kind of, think about them like a one add-on, right? But anyway, the course is going to show you all the tools, all the menus, all the hidden stuff, all the advanced stuff, which is here, which is nowhere to be found on the internet, to be honest. No one talks about these. And you can learn what all these options do and how to personalize your workflow in a way that's going to fit your needs, okay? So anyway, the course is called The Ultimate Guide to Hard Upset Box Cutter. It's on our website on blenderbros.com, so visit the site, check it out, and grab it. It's a fantastic course. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.